Hey, DOT community. This is another episode of the DOT Aftershow with Zalon and Bo. How we doing today, Bo?
I am sleep deprived from playing Throne Wars. How about yourself?
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing pretty good myself. I agree with you on that, though. Having to, constantly stay up to monitor a lot of this Throne Wars action is takes a bit out of you. But a lot of things to go over today. So we didn't jump on yesterday because there was a lot going on, and we were very busy with the game.
There's a whole lot going on.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, a lot going on in the game. So we're here. Don't worry. We didn't forget about doing the show because this was the final live stream of the year. So this will be the final DOT after show of this year. So we won't be coming back with this show until the live stream comes back. But the good thing about that is they did mention in the live stream that they'll be back early next month. So I don't think it's going to be too long until we come back. So don't worry, everybody. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. And we have something cooking for us next month that we're not allowed to talk about yet, but we'll let you know as soon as we know.
Yeah, of course, of course. So yes, there's still plenty of things to come. But we want to talk about the major thing that's going on right now with the Throne Wars. So, I'm just going to jump quickly out of game. We will be back in game. I will be showing a bunch of stuff going on with the Throne Wars. But first, we just want to show the player notice that went out today for the apologies for the problems, and thank you for your perseverance with the Throne War. Because a lot of us, as much as the disconnects and error messages came up, a lot of us still continued to play anyway because we wanted to do what we could. We can at the
just
time.
kind of have to power through it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And now, Bo, let's just say this real quick in the beginning as well. Did we expect this to happen?
Well, we expected there to be some issues, but I don't think we expected it to be as widespread as it was.
Agreed.
And I think that mostly had to do with just player activity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they were anticipating literally probably quadruple the amount of player activity than they usually get.
Exactly.
I know they were expecting more, but in our conversations with them, we didn't really get the impression that they were expecting this much.
Exactly. And we're going to go over exactly what happened in the very first few moments of the Throne Wars because I did take at least a couple screenshots while I was while going through it. But basically, what we're looking at here is they added 550 divine gems to everybody's in-game amount and a free bundle.
Yeah.
Alleviate some stress because of course at this point what happened in the game is there's basically no lands left almost anywhere for people to. So activity
and the
in
ones
the
that are there
game
are
is,
anchored. So there's really
in
not a
the
lot
game
to
is
do
really
Throne
low.
War wise, but they are making some changes we'll talk about in a minute.
Yes, and very shortly, we have a new blog post that Bo is going to talk about. But here I'm showing off the free gifts. Everyone should have gotten this today in game.
I got mine.
Exactly, yeah. So everybody got a whole bunch of troops, 20 portal stones, and 1,000 gems. This is, another apology for all the, and also to help you out as well, because with these extra troops, that's another major issue with not major issue, but major part of the Throne Wars is making sure that you keep up with your troop management.
Yes.
So I'm going to go here
in fact, I ran out of troops.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday, within the first, probably within the first hour of the game, I was completely out of the troops that I had queued up.
Yep.
And then by the time 3 hours rolled around, I was out. I mean, I was just out, completely out.
Yeah,
so,
I was in the low. I had double digits. I had nothing over 100 troops for pretty much the entire day, but I was just generating the entire time. So I mean, my troops never stopped generating. Now I have a picture up here that I took. This was before the Throne Wars started, but this was during the time when you logged into game on Wednesday. That you showed up in game with just your lands and everybody else didn't. I initially, like many others, had thought that everyone in my alliance had been stripped except for me.
That's right. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Why did they not take my lands?
Exactly. It was weird. I had to share that with everybody. I don't know how many of others experienced the same situation on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think pretty much everybody did. There was mass panic in the band chat and in game chat.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, oh my gosh, we got stripped, guys, except for me. I still have 2 lands, or whatever.
But nobody could see each other's lands. So I had to capture that. I thought that was absolutely insane. And you could see all the other alliances around. They also don't have any lands.
Well, they gave us a little preview of what Throne Wars was going to look like after 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then nobody has any lands at all.
Yeah.
Except for those alliances that thought it through and anchored down all their lands the day before and held on to them.
Correct.
There's a couple of alliances that still have lands, and we'll let y'all figure out which 2 those are.
Yeah. All right, so this is a shot I took at the beginning of the Throne War within the first hour or two, and there is insane amounts, and you can see, I'll zoom in here, there is insane amounts of lands on all of these thrones, and that's because everybody dumped all their lands in the game on all these thrones. And you literally will see, in this picture, you see, literally, I'm going to say, this is not an outrageous number here, you see about $1 billion or $1 billion worth of food in troops on all of these lands, because literally there's hundreds. There was so many thrones maxed out. There is a maximum. I unfortunately did not exactly get an exact number on the maximum, but there's a maximum amount of lands the throne can even have.
I think it was somewhere around 200 or 250 because we never experienced that during the playtest, and they didn't mention it to us.
Yeah,
we didn't ask the question either because, we weren't really doing a playtest for stress, for stressing out the system. We were doing more of a functional, mechanical.
Does it work? Kind of situation.
How to do things
exactly
in the feature. So. We never ran into that max lands on a throne, but I did run into that a couple of times, and I'm like, oh, well, that's new. Okay.
I also caught this picture right here. This is this is one anchored land that was turned into a divine land, and now it's crazy. Of course, when I selected it, it picks it up so you could see the chains. I wanted to make sure everybody could see it, but I just caught it randomly. Definitely a bug, definitely something that's not supposed to be there, but I caught it randomly yesterday because, of course, there was a lot of different, issues and problems going on at the time. But I thought that was just crazy to see that. So, one other thing too that we did see yesterday as well. Not as big of a fan of this because, of course, this is the money portion of everything, but this is the option to buy lands. I have a picture here of the Head Start pack and the other land options. Now, Bo is going to get into something now that we're going to talk about while I do some attacking, and he's going to talk about the new blog post that just dropped today. So you want to?
Yes. So the latest blog post from the Dawn of Titans folks is the Throne War development update. Everybody knows by now that there's not any lands available to capture and contend, and everybody's just out of all of their lands. So that's the biggest change that they're making. A few key things here is they are changing the cost to refresh your neutral lands to one single gem, and you will be able to refresh your lands 3 times in a day. So that's, instead of 4 neutral lands, everybody's going to be able to collect 16 neutral lands. So that is 4 times as many lands as we currently had available being put back into the game. So we should see some Throne Wars activity start up here in the near future. The other thing that they have done is they're going to leave that change to the refresh rate in place for 24 hours after Throne Wars is over, so that we can have some lands for next season. And I was kind of worried about that. I'm like, well, next season is going to be interesting because we're going to start the season and everybody's only going to have 4 lands each, So no, they're going to do that and allow us to, some of us like myself, and I can hold 14 lands, I'll be able to fill up my land spots, normal on the first day. Some of the higher level players won't quite be able to fill up, but at least we're getting some lands back into the game, so that's great. And then the third thing they've done is that they have doubled the number of lands that are in the purchase bundles. So for players that are actually using those purchase bundles, you're going to get twice as many lands as you're getting now. And they're making the lands harder to destroy. Now, I don't know if that means they're doubling the hit points, or if they are cutting the number of hit points that an attack does in half. Both of those things would accomplish the same goal. The lands are harder to destroy. It's going to take twice as many of attacks to destroy them as before. So there will be lands there to allow us to attack, because there's only a few ways to earn crowns. One of them is contending lands to the throne, which is good, and the part of what they're doing to balance that is because they're giving us 16 lands, instead of getting 100 crowns per land that you contend to the throne, you're going to get 50. So everybody's like, oh, well, that's not good. There's only, well, okay, stop. Think about this. You're getting 4 times as many lands. So that, but they're only cutting the crowns in half. So instead of getting 400 crowns, you're going to be getting 800 crowns if you do, all 16 lands, which most people will. So that's a plus right there. So that all of that is great for the Throne Wars, because let's be honest, right now there's nothing to do in Throne Wars unless you're purchasing lands. There really is nothing to do in Throne Wars. You can make some attacks, but there's just not a lot of lands to attack, and the ones that are there are very heavily defended, and there are a significant portion of the player base that is not able to even attempt to attack, a land that has a 1.5 million defense. It's just, I look at that land and I go, not happening. So, that is the blog post in a nutshell. With the plan is that these changes are going to go live by 10 p.m. GMT, which is London time, which as of right now is 5 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. So here in just a little bit, those changes will go into effect. So that is what the blog post was about there, Zalon.
Awesome. Thank you, Bo.
Yep. This has been an update from Bocanora.
Yes. Now back to the desk. No.
Yeah. All right, Zalon, back to you, Zalon.
Yeah. That's right. Hold on. I gotta find my last. So how this dev live stream was a lot different than the normal dev live stream that we're used to, Bo. So they decided, of course, at this point that Team Domination took all the battles for the year. So, I had 9, and then Matt had 7. It wasn't even possible for Matt to beat him. So there was no battles this time around. The Quiff was the main guest, but there was definitely a whole bunch of other developers that we've seen before.
Yeah, we had screens in there, and Ian and Chris, and
yep, that's right.
Yeah, so
and George,
the whole crew.
Yep. And they, of course, started off with apologies about the server errors. They knew during the live stream that they were going to catch a heck of a lot of heat for it. And the nice thing,
which, by the way, was so I don't know if you caught this, but they took the servers down for maintenance, and they did it the same time the live stream on.
Yep.
Nobody game. So they jumped into the live stream to complain about the fact that they couldn't play the game.
Exactly.
And the guys were like, hey, they're trying to fix the game. That's why it's under maintenance.
Yeah,
you know, so.
They had a direct line to address at least the watching players. And the one thing about that I liked was that I think it was it George? No, it might have been Chris. It might be Chris that's in the background always mentioning this stuff, but he was the one explains about the server maintenance and how the people that were in front of the screen, okay, as much as people wanted to type, fix your game, don't be on a live stream, it's like the guys in front of you, all, including Screens, I'm not saying she's not a guy, but all the developers in front of you, they don't work in that department. That's like yelling at the custodian saying, hey, you need to go and cook a bunch of food. No, the custodian needs to clean up the school. You don't want a custodian over in the cafeteria. It's like, wait a second. Right. What, Yeah.
Yeah, so if those guys were the ones that were actually fixing the servers, they would not be doing a live stream.
Exactly. So I don't know. So some of the comments to me were just kind of like, all right, guys, you're just saying redundant things to people that are just going to look at those comments and they're going to just be ignored. You know what I mean? Because it's like, all right, come on.
Yeah, and everybody's like, why are you ignoring my comment? Well, it's because you posted the same thing 10 times. We heard it the first time.
Yeah.
We also knew about it 2 hours before you posted the comment.
Exactly.
I realize people are just venting and they're frustrated and they want to play the game. Exactly. I do too.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't think I'm not on playing too? I'm doing this, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, I was up, guys. I was up because I didn't know when Throne Wars was going to start. I had to be at work early, and then I found out, hey, I thought it was going to start at 3 a.m. my time, and then we found out, no, it's more like 8 a.m. So I was literally in the game from 8 a.m. until they started the live stream, and immediately back in after the after the maintenance was over, for a good 5 hours, 6 hours straight, trying to do what I could, experiencing the disconnects, experiencing the reloads, not knowing if my contented land thrones were counting, which the throne, seemed to be counting, but sometimes immediately my Titan would come back and I'd go look, but the land I sent was still there, or at least I thought it was. There were so many I couldn't tell. Yeah. So, we're just trying to play the game. And,
exactly.
We get it. We're right there with you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's see. Let's go over. Oh, you know what? Before we get too far into what else happened on the live stream, let's do this. Let's do the sneak peek.
Okay.
All right. So this was the sneak peek of the new Titan for Christmas time.
Yeah.
So let's do a small, quick analysis of this photo here, Bo.
Okay.
We have, well, first off, the logo of Dawn of Titans, as everybody has seen after the 1 year anniversary, has changed. It's now all in one line.
Yes.
So that is one thing to notice. But besides from that, the more important thing, let's take a look at this new Titan that they're showing. So of course we see snow and blue eyes.
Yep.
And just a whole bluish kind of tint to everything. So I'm thinking, Alethan? Is that pretty much?
Yeah, you think?
You know what I mean?
Winter / Christmas.
Exactly. I mean, that's pretty much, that's right off the bat. But we got some like ram ears, but ram horns.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like ram horns. It's very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I can't tell what class he is. Or she, because
we can't determine gender here either. But I'm zooming in here on the right here, and we see a what's it called? A hammer in the hand.
So, is it a hammer? I couldn't tell what it was.
I'm zooming in pretty close here, and it's a hammer or an axe. Either way, if it's a hammer or an axe, and it's in one hand, and it looks like maybe the other. It's real faded on the other one, but the other hand looks like it might have one as well.
I don't know. I'll do my image analysis on it later.
Yeah.
Because we've been kind of busy with Throne Wars, and I haven't had a chance to go into Photoshop yet. See what's hiding behind the dark.
The dark.
But you thinking Alethan Berserker?
I'm thinking Alethan
Are you thinking?
Berserker. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just also judging on the base of, like, the arms are out to the sides. Doesn't seem like any kind of
Yeah.
shield action on the other arm. Again, this is
Right.
all based on what I'm seeing right here in front of me in this photo. So, I mean, that's what I would lean towards. I'd say Alethan
Yeah.
Berserker, but we really don't know exactly what this type of Titan is going to have in store for us yet. So, of course, it's still
Well,
quite...
we will see.
We
We
will
will
see.
see. And they didn't mention anything about special skills or anything like that. So, this is literally all the information we have right there in that photo.
Uh-huh. So...
Yeah. So should be interesting. Should
So
be.
stay tuned, DOT community, because that's not too far off after the Throne Wars will be finished. So
Yes. Yep.
because we
Very
all have
much
to,
so.
including myself, we all still have Christmas shopping to do. You know what I mean? Christmas is coming quickly. You know what I mean? So
I'm done. I ordered my last gift this morning.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
done.
But I don't know. I thought that besides from what we saw there, oh gosh, I got poor connectivity just to get back in game. Jeez, that hasn't been an issue yet all day. But we did have a Drawn of Titans today from Matt, or yesterday from Matt. Which what did you think that really? What did he use to create that? Even if he did draw it, he used some sort of program to like do like a digital.
Yeah. So he drew it, right? But instead of showing him drawing it, he used some sort of program to kind of fade it in.
It's like Matrix style. That's what it reminded me of, like the Matrix.
Yeah, and so that was an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, so basically what we have is I have all the questions from the live stream. This is going to be our last major portion of the DOT after show today. Is going to be all about the 12 questions they asked and the responses. Okay, so we cut down all the juicy fat from the live stream to the 12 questions.
No. Before that,
before
we get to that, let's talk about the fact that the Throne Wars is only Master and Legend, and they talked about that in the future they're looking at bringing it down to some lower leagues.
Oh yes.
Yes, so that more people can participate in the Throne Wars. This is me personally, I think it was a good call to just have it Legend and Master this first time around, because especially in Legend League, we're used to just waking up one morning and not having any lands. That happens.
Mm-hmm.
It happens in Master League too. Probably doesn't happen that quite often in Champion League and lower. Those guys are usually down there upgrading. And can you imagine if you were down in a lower league specifically because there's lots of resource lands available and I can collect my resources to do my upgrades, and then you wake up one morning because Throne Wars hit in Platinum League and there are no lands and you're like, I was upgrading, what happened? So but they are thinking about bringing it down lower to some of the lower leagues. But, we don't know when, and we don't know how far down, and that type of thing. So, that's, I would expect that it's probably going to be a couple of months before we see Throne Wars again.
Yeah.
That's just me. Now, they said a month, 2 months, but, if it was me, if it was my project and we had problems like they had, and I hadn't announced a, release date for the next one, then I would take as much time as I needed, before we did it again. So I would expect more on the longer side as opposed to quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and supposedly there's supposed to be something for everybody else to do this weekend that's not in Master and Legend.
Yes.
While everybody else in Throne Wars, something else is going on. I've got a couple of accounts that are down in one's in gold and one's in platinum, and I haven't checked them this morning, but maybe there's a some sort of announcement or something on those guys. I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm. Well, also too. Well, all right. So we did cover all that then. So do we have anything else before we get into the questions? Because actually, you kind of answered
No,
question number one anyway, but it's
no,
not a problem. But before we start, I just wanted to mention that the total amount of what they had to offer on yesterday's live stream, which again, if you weren't on, you had the opportunity to get all of this stuff. So
yeah,
they had 80,000 gems. They gave away one poster, movie-sized poster of each one of the thrones. They gave away a shirt of each different type out.
yes,
They gave out 3 epic tokens, and they gave out an Avalos, a Vixia, an Edelus, a Krathos, and a Nexus. They gave that out. 12 different people. 12 different people got a portion, or some, they got a certain amount of gems and this and this. Everybody got more than one thing. Okay.
Yeah, one of our non-toxic guys got one.
Correct.
Soldier won.
Yes.
One of the questions he had one of his questions asked.
Yes,
so.
exactly. And we'll get to that one, and we'll talk about what some of these people won. I mean, it was quite awesome to be on the stream, to have the opportunities that they gave out. So yeah, we're gonna attack that one again. So let's see. Question number 1: when will the Throne Wars come to lower leagues? This was Brandon from YouTube. They went back and forth between YouTube and Facebook. So they gave 6 questions.
Yeah.
6 questions to YouTube, 6 questions to Facebook, so they could be even to both, which I thought that was fair. But
Definitely.
that was Brandon's question, and they said 1 or 2 months, which is pretty much exactly what we were going to say. I mean, that's about the time span that we think is going to be necessary to probably figure out everything they need and to get it back up and running. So, and he got 12k gems and a war poster for just that. Second question was, what was the difference about Kamathi in the last event, which was a very asked question. So it was nice that they did address that one. They said the first skill was a guaranteed Panther damage. So that's it. There wasn't really too much more besides that. That was what they had set up for that. And also that was from Facebook. They got 4k gems, a wealth poster, and an epic token. I mean, that's nice. Definitely a good.
Yes.
And then, of course, question 3. Who's your favorite girl Titan? This came from YouTube. They all answered differently, of course, but for the most part, it was, I believe, a majority of them were judging these Titans on more of which ones they thought were, like, cool. Not so much like the ones that they use in game. Because if I would have had that question asked to me, I would tell you my favorite female Titan is Kamathi, because she rocks. She's been.
Kamathi rocks. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she's done so well for me, and I've gotten really far in events just because of that.
I'm gonna go with Nexus.
Yeah. Now that's what I think that's what the Quiff said. Quiff was a big fan of Nexus. All right, the refresh lands haven't started yet.
Smart man.
The Quiff. And let's see, and for that, 12k gems and a Justice poster. And number 4, Ice Paladin in the near future. And this was a Facebook question. Unfortunately, they didn't know the answer to that. And I think that's correct that we don't have an Ice Paladin in the 4-star rarity.
No, I do. Yeah, I do. It's called Freya with an ice maul.
Yeah, I know. That's something though that a majority of the newer players, none of the newer players have. I'm sorry, I don't mean majority. But if you didn't play back in February in the Krathos event, you didn't have the opportunity to get the ice maul bow. Quit rubbing it in.
Sorry, I love my ice maul.
Yeah, I know. But that was for 12k gems, death poster, and an Unek shirt. I would have loved the Unek shirt. My favorite Unek are not my favorite troops, but red is my favorite color, and I would have loved to have an Unek shirt. But anyway.
Well, you get a Mossbane shirt.
I do have a Mossbane shirt. You have a Mossbane shirt too, and I do like my Mossbane shirt. I can't say that it's not a bad thing. question number 5. We also had... Well, actually, you know what, Bo? You want to take over here on some of the questions?
Yeah, sure. Question number 5. Someone asked from YouTube. It was Gary Livingston, right?
Yeah, Gary Livingston. Yeah.
Will we ever see mounted Titans? You know, like the Panther riders are mounted. They're actually people on there.
Mm-hmm.
The answer was an equivocal no.
Yeah.
But
it was.
But Gary got a Nexus and an Alethan T-shirt just for asking that. So
exactly.
There you go. Right. Question number 6 from Facebook. What was the best 4-star relic? And they all answered. They all had different answers. I didn't actually catch any of those because I was at work and something came up right about that time.
Yes,
so
their answers were based on what they think looks cool. I don't think the ones the relics they use all the time kind of situation.
Yeah, so I think everyone knows what my favorite 4-star relic is. That would be the Ice Maul.
Yep.
Yours, Zalon?
Mine would be probably
Come on, say it. Ice Maul. Say it.
Probably, yeah. I'd have to say the Ice Maul or any of the new orbs. I like the new orbs too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The orbs are cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like the new orbs.
I got the 2 that were in the event. I don't have the other.
Yeah. No, I got the 2 that were in the event too, and I just kind of I like them because I feel like if I say that, you know, between the Ice Maul and them, you know, there's something that more players actually have. So, you know, I'd have to say.
Although my new 4-star Bitter Dirks that I got for being part of NT Dragons in the last event is very nice as well.
Yeah.
So, and I do have a Protector, but that's an old relic that's not available anymore. So I don't know if I should say that. But anyway, they got 4,000 gems and a Death Throne poster for asking that.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. A 4-star Krothos and a human shirt for asking that.
Yeah, I liked how they said that too. They're like, that's weird. A human shirt.
So the next question was from YouTube. How often will Throne Wars happen? And they want to make it a regular event to break up, you know, the regular leaderboards event, and I hope they do that as well. I would personally like to see it, you know, every 6 weeks or so. I don't know if it'll be that frequent, but that's what I would like to see. But I would like to see some, you know, when they get Trials of Power revamped, I would like to see those thrown in as well. So, and for asking that question, they got 4,000 gems, a death poster, and an epic token. So that's pretty good. Number 8 was, will we be able to see the rest of the troops in the barracks? And what they were talking about there was, right now they extended the training queue for the barrack. We can only see the first 8 or so, and the guys didn't have an answer for that. But that person, Marco from Facebook, got 20,000 gems and a Justice poster. Is that right?
Yeah, and a Ragnar shirt and an Edelus.
And a Ragnar shirt and an Edelus?
Yeah, he got the best prize out of everybody.
That's like the grand prize.
Yep, it is. It was the grand prize.
Like the grand prize. Oh,
it was the number 7
So.
envelope. They made number 7 lucky number 7. So he got number 7 envelope. So that's how that happened.
I got you. All right. So the next question was, who came up with Throne Wars? Was it an individual or was it a team effort? That's the one that Soldier asked.
Mm-hmm.
Soldier from Non-Toxic. The answer was that was the best idea that they came up with, and it was a team thing, right? Basically, yep. They kind of brainstormed it, and that was the best idea. And tell us about he said that it started out as like the Lego Land. Yeah. So I didn't hear that part. So
yeah, they said that they had initially built the thrones and the lands around the thrones, and how it would be worked into the world, and how everything would work, how you would donate thrones, contend thrones, and all the different aspects of the Throne Wars. They worked it all out in Legos first, before actually implementing it into the game. I mean, all right, well, when you've seen plenty of times when people have blueprints and stuff like that. Well, a blueprint for a digital game without spending the time, money, and effort to, create the actual content. Just making it in Lego cool. is definitely a way to sell the idea to the rest of the teams. So I think that was pretty interesting.
Yep. Yeah, I would love to see some pictures of the Legoland Throne Wars.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting. I'm really interested in how the whole design process for this stuff happens. Mm-hmm. You know, the stuff that you don't see. All we ever get to see is the finished product. And I'm more of a, that show, that How It's Made show, which is, pretty boring to most people. Dude, I can watch that for hours.
Yeah.
So
what for Dawn of Titans, it's like they should make their own their own periodic show called How It's Developed.
There you go. Yeah. So anyway, for asking that, Soldier got 4K gems, a life poster, and an epic token. What did he get from his epic token?
Oh, I don't know. I did not see him pull anything from his epic token. So I don't know.
We'll have to ask him an update later. The next question from Facebook was, can we have improved scrolling for the relic inventory? Ian says maybe, and that we already have filtering. Eddie from Facebook asked that, and he got a Vixia and a Ragnar shirt. Do I have time to make a suggestion to the guys on that?
Yeah, sure.
So, what we really need for relics is to be able to have, to say, show me all my 2 stars, show me all my 1 stars, filter by star level. And then we also need to, alphabetically, if we were able to put them in alphabetical order, or if there was a way to pick the letter to start with, because, if I want to see my, something that starts with an N or an M, which is in the middle, I got to scroll all the way, there's, a lot of us have 200 and something relics, and
some have 3,
scrolling, Yeah, scrolling to the middle just takes forever.
Mm-hmm.
So, being able to filter by star level, even if it was just that, just show me the 1 stars, then that would be that right there would help so much.
Show me the 1 stars.
That's right. Show me the 1 stars. All right. Number 11. Will there ever be a way to lock Titans so that you can't accidentally fuse them? I don't know what the answer was because you didn't write it down.
Hold on. Best way. They said that. I did write the answer. It's over to the left. It says they're looking into it. That was coming from.
Right, they're looking into it. Okay.
That was coming from Ian. I think that came from.
That was from YouTube.
Yeah.
And they got 12,000 gems and an UNAC T-shirt. And then the last question: is there any other way to get divine gems? And the answer to that question is only in the Throne Wars right now. So everybody got 550 from the from the apology bundle today.
Mm-hmm.
There are divine gems available in the personal rewards for Throne Wars, and then you're going to get some at the end of the Throne Wars based on your alliance position.
Mm.
That is the only way to get them at this time, because so for now in there, right? And for that, they gave away an Avalos and a Mossmane shirt. So that's quite a haul of prizes right there. That was really, really good of them to do that.
Oh yeah. So, all right. Well, if we don't have anything else specifically to talk about, we might be wrapping up our last episode here for the 2017 year of the DOT Aftershow. We would like to thank all of our weekly viewers that always, not always enjoy. I don't want to say, because if this at this point,
always enjoy.
Yeah, because not everybody always enjoys. But see, at this part of the video,
some of them are stinkers. So
yeah, exactly. But if you're watching now,
maybe since there's not a live stream next year, that maybe we'll do a like a best of the after show.
We'll see.
Year in review type thing.
Yeah, maybe we'll do something like that. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that next week. We'll have to see.
Yeah, but besides from that.
And I've got some videos coming out on my channel.
Oh, okay.
Before the end of the Throne Wars, it's the battles with the Nexus with the Night Whisper 5-star relic.
Nice. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still going to be doing. I was going to say for the rest of the Throne Wars. Oh, we're going to watch ourselves. We have 3 first places right now, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And. Now I'm not seeing. Oh, there it is. There's the animation.
Okay.
Ooh, we got second place in the middle. See, that's how quickly it can change.
How are we doing?
That's
how are we doing in the Throne War? By the way, where are we ranked? Are we still 6th?
We are in 6th position. Yeah, I've been panning over these just over the last. And see what just happened right there in the middle. That Justice Throne, we lost it by 1, and that's at the very last second. So
Yeah, there's been people sniping thrones. That is definitely a strategy that is happening. We've been doing it too. So.
Oh yeah.
It didn't take Zalon and I very long to figure out that that's the way we're going to do this. Just contend these lands right at the very end.
Yeah. Exactly.
So.
Well, I'm going to still have a live stream or 2 for the event. I'm going to say.
I won't have any live streams for another couple of months. That is. Yeah. Unfortunately out of my control, but in the meantime, will be doing some pre-recorded, edited video releases. So
awesome! All right.
Yes.
So for the non-toxic gamers, I am Zalon,
and I am Bo,
and we are signing off. Happy New Year.